Okay, today I want to be reviewing the Smashbox Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. Now, this has big claims here. It says it's a weightless 24-hour full coverage foundation with oil and shine control that is also waterproof, sweat resistant, and won't look cakey or cause the blemishes. Now, the reason I'm interested in this is because I have hot flashes. I become a hot, sweaty mess. And also, I'd like to cover all the blemishes and discoloration that I have all over my face. So let's go ahead and get started. Right now I have moisturizer and sunblock on my face. I'm going to go ahead and put down the Milk Primer. This is the Hydro Grip. I find that this is the best for my oily combo skin. I only use one pump. Spread that all over my face. And then I like to press it in to hopefully get into the pores. Now it's really tacky, so that's gonna grip onto the foundation. And I use this primer for every foundation, so I'll know whether it works or not, for me. Next, I'm gonna go into the foundation. I have the color 3.15. The skin tone is medium and the undertone is neutral. Let's go ahead and put some on my hand here. Ooh, that's thick. Look, it doesn't run or anything. I'm going to use my foundation brush. I'm using the IT Cosmetics Heart Foundation brush. This comes out once a year around October, and it's an exclusive to Ulta. I'll be getting another one this year. I love this foundation brush so much, but it would be nice to have another one so I don't have to wash all my brushes as frequently. Okay, I'm gonna pat it into my skin here. And that is pretty, that's with one little layer. So I'm gonna take just a little bit more because I can still see all this discoloration here. I'm gonna put a little bit more onto my hand. I didn't want to put too much because this is so thick. And I'm gonna focus this now onto the discoloration part and just pat that into my skin. It doesn't look like it has a neutral undertone. It looks like it has kind of an orangey, peachy undertone to it. So I think it's gonna do a better job of hiding my discoloration. Can you tell? I mean, you can see the brush marks right now, but I'm gonna take my sponge to it in just a second. Okay, I'm pretty impressed. I'm taking just a little bit more and putting it on my chin. It feels full. It feels a little heavy, but we'll see how it works out after I blend it all out. Okay, after I do that, I'm gonna take my Clean Beauty blender here, and it's damp, and I'm gonna just pounce this all over my skin so that I don't have any brush marks from the foundation brush. I always think I have some blemish there, but it's actually the discoloration. What do you guys think? I feel like I'm a little orange or peach. Okay, next I'm gonna take my Urban Decay Stay Naked Concealer. This is in the color 50NN, and I'm gonna use this over the discoloration area. See, this feels like it's more my skin color. I might have to go exchange or get a different Smashbox foundation to make it work better. This all over my areas of discoloration. And then I'm gonna use the Stay Naked Concealer in the color 40NN, and I'm gonna use this under my eyes and just to highlight part of my nose. Going back in with my Beauty Blender, and I'm gonna blend that out. Start with the lighter concealer first. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pounce on the other areas to blend that in with my foundation. I'm going to take a little bit more of the 50 NN and cover the discoloration right above my eyebrow. I just got the Pico laser treatment and they treated some of the discoloration. Focus treated some of this area, so it's a little, has more hyperpigmentation than normal. Okay, I think that might be as good as I'm going to get. Okay, I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Velvetizer. And I'm going to use this under my eyes. I'm using my Wayne Gosh airbrush, taking a little bit, patting that under my eye. I'm going to take my Huda Beauty powder in Pound Cake and use that to bake. And I'm just taking my Wet Beauty blender. I'm going to take whatever's left on my sponge and just get it everywhere else. Let's go ahead and do the eyebrows. I am going to use the Hourglass Arch Brow, and this is in Warm Brunette. On one side it's got this kind of like triangular tip. I don't know if you can see that. And just fill in my brows since I only have like half brows. And I like the natural look, so I just kind of color them in. And then I'll use a spoolie at the end on the other side of this and just kind of brush it out so it looks more natural and hair-like. If you get a line in like that, don't worry about it because that'll brush off. Now my eyebrows are sisters, not identical twins. Okay, after I do that, I go ahead and take the spoolie on the other end and I'll just kind of brush it out. Okay, now I'm going to take the spoolie and brush out my eyebrows. And take any strokes that you can actually see and blend that out so it looks a little more natural. I'll be taking the Glossier Boy Brow in Brown and using that to help shape my eyebrows, although they like to go straight down. Okay, next I'm going to take the Anastasia Eye Primer. I got this as a sample pack. I don't know from where, maybe from Ulta. And I'm going to put a tiny bit on my finger, and even that's going to be too much. And I'll put this all over my eyelid. This is just to help the eyeshadow stay on better and give its true color. Even though I only put a little bit on there, I still have a lot of extra. Today I am going to use Pat McGrath Bronze Palette, and this is what it looks like. The reason I'm interested in using this today is because her Mothership palette number 6 is supposed to come out soon, and I'm on the fence about whether or not I should purchase it. I don't really use her palettes very often because I'm of a more neutral girl, but let's go ahead and get started with this. I'm going to use this color right here and put it into my onto my lid. I'm using my Anastasia brush. I'm using this as my transition shade. Now remember, wherever you place your brush is where you're going to get the most pigment from the eyeshadow. Blend that out. This blends really nicely. Then I'm going to take my Sonia G Crease Pro brush and go into this like purple eggplant color. And I'm going to use this on the outer V of my lid. Outer third of my lid, I should say. Now today I have kid pickups. I got to take my daughter to dance, so I don't want to be too crazy or else all these moms are going to wonder what's going on with my eyes. And then I'm going to shade that, bring that into the crease a little bit. Not too much. So far so good. Then what color should we use? Which of these glitter colors should we use? I think I'm going to try this one. So I'll take a flat brush, the one I'm using today, is the Sonia G Worker 3 brush. This is what it looks like. I'm going to take it into that shiny taupe color, and I'm going to place that onto the lid, onto 2/3 of the lid. That's subtle. If you wanted to go more intense, you could wet your brush. I'm not going to do that today. So after I do that, I'm going to go back to my original Anastasia brush, and I'm going to blend all that out so that you can't see where it's one color starts and the other ends. Next, I'm going to take another flat brush. This one is the Wayne Goss number 7. This is what this number 7 looks like. I'm going to go into this light shade right here and put that onto my brow bone. And also into my inner corner to open up my eyes. I'm using my Wayne Goss number 05 as my pencil brush. I'm going to go into this dark purple again, or eggplant, and I'm going to use this to line just the outer third of my lid and then bring it down to the outer third, just for a little more definition and to bring my eyes out. And then I'm going to connect the two. I don't like to go all the way in because my eyes are already small, and I feel like if I bring it all the way in, it'll make my eyes look even smaller. Next, I'm going to take my Milk Makeup Boss. This is the black. And I'm going to line my waterline on the top. Then I'll take my Milk Makeup in BCC. It's a nude shade. And I'm going to put this on my bottom waterline to open my eyes. I don't like a color that's too white, so this is more of a neutral shade. All right, next let's go ahead and put on mascara. I'm going to curl my eyelashes, Surratt eyelash curler. I like this because it's a little bit flatter for my eyes. I used to use the Shiseido one, which I still love, and I just keep that in my travel bag now. But this one is much better for my shaped eyes because it catches all of my eyelashes. Whereas the Shiseido one, I have to move them around. Okay, I'm going with the Hourglass Caution Mascara. This is one of my favorites. The trick here for me, or the tricky part for me, is to try not to get mascara on my eyelids. I think because my eye shape is so flat, it's hard to do that. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. And the mascara that I got on my eyelids, I'm gonna let that dry off, and then I'll get it off with a Q-tip afterwards. All right, now let's take off this powder. I'm using my La Mer powder brush. Love this brush, it's so soft. And then I'm gonna go in with my Sephora Pro Face Palette. This is the one that Babs Beauty talks so highly about. Yeah. I'm going to go in with the bronzer using my Sonia G Sculpt 2 brush. And I'm going to kind of just dab that into like where I would contour and then bring it up. But I got to be gentle because I don't want to move what I did to try to hide all my discoloration. And then take it up here, down my jaw, down my neck. And then I'm going to use the Sonia G Detail Pro brush, and I'm going to use this for the highlighter. Now for the highlighter, I think I'm going to use this one that's called First Class. It looks kind of peachy. And I'm gonna bring it all the way down to my cheekbone because that's how far the discoloration goes. And so when I put the highlight on, the light will reflect off the highlight and away, so it takes attention away from the discoloration that I have. And blend that in. And there's not really a lot of fallout with this palette so far. I think I need a little bit more. I don't want a straight line, so make sure you blend. But I gotta be gentle enough not to move the foundation. Then I'm gonna take my Wayne Goss 25S to use as my blush color. And I'm gonna go in between 2 Glam and Fabulosity. And I'm gonna mix these 2 colors right there. And I'm gonna put it on my cheeks. Make sure that's blended with my highlight and my bronzer. There we go. Am I even? I'm gonna take my Beauty Blender again and kind of tap on that because I feel like I got a little bit too much on this side. Okay. And I feel like this highlight is just sticking out, so I'm gonna go back with my Anastasia brush and try to blend the edges there a little bit. I'm gonna go in with my Milk Makeup Lip, what is this called? Milk Makeup Lip Vinyl. And this is in the color Facts. Oh, sorry, you can't see it. I'm trying to line my lips. This is the lip vinyl in Facts. Next, I'm gonna take my All-Nighter Spray by Urban Decay, shake that up, and spray my face. Use my little fan. Take my Beauty Blender to make sure that I don't have any droplet spots on my face. And there we have it. Now let's take a closer look at this foundation. This is supposed to be 24-hour wear. So far it looks good. I'm gonna have to see how it goes into the creases here. So I will check back in with you in a little bit. Okay, it is now 5:30. I've been wearing this for about 5.5 hours, and I'm gonna zoom you in to see how this foundation is holding up. Okay, I'm looking in the mirror as well. I'm looking a little greasy. Over here you can see where my sunglasses were. See the foundation? It looks really cakey right there. I don't know if you can see that. And it didn't hold up very well around my nose. See right there? And it's in my the creases of my laugh lines. And this foundation feels heavy. I don't know if that's because I put more than one layer on, trying to cover all this. But it feels like makeup, like cakey. This makeup looks cakey. Hi, today is day 2 of wearing the Smashbox Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. Today I didn't use a primer, so I want to see how it's looking let's see, it's been about 4.5 hours, so let's go ahead and take a look. It seems to be doing better, not breaking up. It's not in my fine lines yet. Still looks a little cakey right there, but better than it was yesterday. Maybe you don't need a primer with this foundation. All right, I just wanted to check in and let you know how it's going today. Here are my final thoughts on the Smashbox Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. The first day I wore it with my Milk Hydro Grip Primer, and it really broke out right around here and around my nose. But I do wear glasses, and when I sweat, I go like this to clean up my nose, or I would go like this to clean up the nose spot, you know, the nose area from my glasses. But I noticed it breaking up really early, like within 3 or 4 hours, and I did start getting shiny, even though I had powdered everything down. The second day I wore it without a primer. I wore it for 15 hours, and by the end of 15 hours, I forgot to, I already had the cleansing balm all over my face before I realized that I should have videoed myself. So by the 15 hours, all the foundation was gone from my nose, but once again, I do a lot of this because I wear glasses all the time. It had started to break up here, and it definitely had broken up right around my laugh lines. The third day I wore it without a primer again, but I was outside in 88-degree weather. It was so hot watching 2 soccer games. I was outside sweating for a total of 5 hours. And it broke up a little bit, but it wasn't bad. I was really surprised. I think the trick is probably to wear this without a primer. Now today I used it with the Tatcha silk canvas. I will leave a note down below on how I think this wears throughout the day, because I'm going to be wearing this for another soccer game outside. It's super hot here in San Diego, but I'm looking forward to seeing how this works. So for me, this is a win for an oily category, because I have not to date found a foundation that'll stay on my face without breaking up yet, or any combination yet. So if you have any suggestions, I'd like to hear them down below. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to watch my video and this review of the Smashbox Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace out.